Rivera fight. I hear his foot's all right. Of course, it all depends if he read last night.
I know it's Valentine. The morning works look fine.
Hello racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Handicapper's Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads along with Drew Forrester. We're going to go through the Sunday, June the 15th races at Hastings, and we'll touch on a couple of stakes races that ran last week. And there were some huge performances from Miss Derrick and the Vancouver Sun and title contender. Of course, last year's BC Derby winner came back. He got back on track and won the older horse stake last week.
He had a pretty rough trip the time before. He got caught up in those very fast fractions with success rate, but that was not the case last Sunday, and it was quite a different outcome. But as you mentioned, the first one we're going to go back and look at was the 6th race on the program, the Vancouver Sun. The older fillies and mares get to stretch their legs out. The horse you're going to keep an eye on here is the number 4, Miss Derrick. That's her out there in the yellow.
Yeah, the 3-horse breaks well. It's Miss Henrietta. She sets the pace. The 1-horse Touching Promise takes the box seat and behind. And Miss Derrick, it's a nice cushy trip through some soft fractions. Overvalued laying 4th. Madeira Park, a little farther back than usual. She was about 3 or 4 lengths back. Nothing usual, just with the pace scenario being the way it was. 23 and 4, not quick for these
Almost
kind of fillies.
Yeah.
They really went I think it went 48 and change for the half. But comfortable tempo. Miss Derrick traveling well on the outside under Richard Hamill for the Copperwater Thoroughbreds and Craig McPherson. And everyone seemed happy with their position. No one moved. Here, Wanda Woman was moving early, the 8-horse. She was out 3 deep under Rico Walcott. Kind of tucked in there a little bit, but the fractions were slow. 48-2, very easy pace, and it was going to be a sprint for home.
And you can see Richard Hamill just kind of creeping up on Lady Henrietta here, and the performance she turned in makes her look like she'll be quite a handful the rest of the year. You can see everybody else. Amadeo Perez tries to get Madeira Park going. She's not going anywhere. Rico Walcott and Wanda Woman is sneaking up on the outside. Overvalued, engaging Miss Derrick here.
There we go here. Yeah, the race is on now from the quarter ball. And Miss Derrick's got tons. I mean, she pulls away from overvalued quickly, and it's really just a battle for second. See Wonder Woman trying to get in between horses there, kind of getting shied up. But Miss Derrick was just going to sprint away here, and
much the best.
Overvalued. Just touches Touching Promise at a second.
Yeah.
Madeira Park comes up the inside to get 3rd, or 4th, pardon me. But there was no doubt about it. Miss Derrick, a very impressive performance.
Definitely the boss of that race.
Yeah, comfortable trip, and she ran like they trained her to do. They got her to relax, and hats off to Craig McPherson. Good job.
And Copperwater Thoroughbreds, they continue to roll.
Yeah, Chad Joe, it was good. And then we had the boys and the
Sir Winston Churchill. Again.
Churchill.
Again, we're going to see. We mentioned title contender under jockey Rico Walcott, conditioner Anita Bolton.
And we had Wildcat. There was Success Rate, Devil in Disguise.
It
was a good little race, but
Modern ran a big race, as you will see, to run second. We should just be getting that queued up. Are we getting close here? We're good.
We're good.
Okay, let's have a look at it.
Here comes the starting gate for.
Sir Winston Churchill. There, you can see where we get it from. Equibase. There we go. That's Modern. He gets off to the early lead here. A little bit of rank under Frank Fuentes.
And this horse covered up nicely, was Success Rate, and title contender was nice and relaxed down on the inside. It was a good spot. Devil in Disguise was out there 4th, and Wildcat wide and slow pace, 24 flat. It was a very slow opening fraction.
Yeah.
But Modern traveling well. But the pace was just absolutely slow, just like the mare's race. It was the same sort of pace scenario. Everyone was happy with their positions.
Yeah, 24
Nobody
flat.
was moving, and it really hurts the horses that come from off the pace. Here you see title contender splitting horses there. Rico Walcott's just got himself in a perfect spot. Pushed out Success Rate, who let him in there, and the rest, it's pretty much a final from here. Modern traveled well, 48 flat.
Modern at 13-1 coming off that allowance victory. Ran a big race.
I didn't think the horse could handle these.
Yeah.
Proved me wrong.
Yeah, no, he ran a big race.
I was wrong. And title contender, obviously confidently ridden here by Rico Walcott. And he just starts to creep up here, 12-1 for the 3 quarters. And he's going to just blow the doors off of Modern very quickly. And what I was impressed with, Modern held second.
Yeah, because it looks here like he's just going to pack it in.
Horses here. It looks like Wildcat's going to maybe make make it exciting at the finish.
Yeah.
But with title contender, but that's not the case. Didn't even get second.
Yeah, title contender draws off.
Yeah,
Much the best again. Two impressive winners, as you mentioned. But yeah, modern, very
game for second.
Game race, yeah.
And Wildcat third, but 143 and 3 the final time. Congratulations, Peter Reddicup. Anita Bolton.
Once again, you can say pretty confidently those will be your favorites in the next two, Older Mare
July 1st. Yeah, those will be the those are two impressive performances. So let's get into the Sunday program. Though, got 8 races on tap. Got some $8,000 older horses going 6.5 furlongs in the Sunday opener. I landed on the 1 horse, Stefan Otis.
Stolen Otis.
Or Stefan Otis, yeah.
Close.
By Stefan Otis. But Stolen Otis, I liked him last time. I thought he'd get a good trip in behind the speed, and he did. But honestly, Ossifer was the best. And this horse just ran a huge race, honestly, Ossifer. And there's just no one like that in here. I just think Stolen Otis has found a nice field. He hits Hockley, who really isn't a sprinter.
Yeah.
Wise Boss is coming up in class. Gypsy Magic isn't in form yet. And Look Out Dubai hasn't hit the form that he had last year. I just think Stolen Otis has found the right spot. Yeah. I'm going to give him the top prize. I put Look Out Dubai just because of his pace scenario, his pace advantage in for second, and I put the 3 Hockley for third. It's 1, 2, 3 for me, but I just think Stolen Otis has found the right spot.
I went with Hockley actually on top. Dr. Ken Walters' horses have been running well. He's only had a couple starts, but they've been running well. Just the class advantage. I know he's not exactly a sprinter, but just on the class advantage, he's running much higher for 20,000, being very competitive last year. So I got him on top. I put Stolen Otis, a horse you like. I got him in the second spot. And third spot, I went Wide Boss, Duder Bell's horse. Frank Fuentes sticks with. He ran a big race above Joint Choice and Royal Victor, so I got him in the third spot. I went 3, 1, and 4 in the opener on Sunday. Second race, Fillies and Mares, maiden 5,000. I was trying to decide between the 2 and the 5. I ended up going to the 2. Our good friend here at the Derby, George Morgan's horse, taking a big drop out of Maiden Special Weight Company. Richard Hamill takes over, drops out of that Champagne Gal race. So the daughter Giacomo should be, I think, pretty tough in here, going all the way down to the floor. The second spot, I put Jag Time Tune, just got beat a neck by the Kula Kid. In the last one for the girls, Amadeo Perez sticks with. And the third spot, I think it's those two. I hunted around for a third one. I ended up on Jamila from the Pat Jarvis barn. The first 2 races this year were good. The last one was not as good, but if he can regain the form for the other one, I see her getting the third spot. I went 2, 5, and 1.
Yeah, I see it the same way. I was coin toss between the 2, Lago de Como and the class drop, and the 5 Jag Time.
Yeah, you have Jag Time 2.
Who's been in good form for 5,000.
Exactly.
But still, it's a big class drop for Lago de Como. Yeah. No excuses. Distance by Giacomo from a Kentucky Derby winner. I mean, there's distance in the pedigree, so Lago de Como should be dangerous. I put Jag Time Tune for second, and I put the 4 horse PSN Cash. Horse runs some decent. I ranked the boys last time. I'm going to give her another shot if she gets back in with the fillies. Her third place run behind My Sweet Bettina and 2 Trees wasn't all that bad, so I'll throw her in for third. She can't go along, I guess. But definitely 2 and 5, I agree with you. 2, 5, 4 for me. On to the third race, $4,000 Fillies and Mares going a mile and a 16th. I like the 6 horse Nuances Flower. This horse has been pretty busy in the last few weeks, and I'm going to go to her to win it as she stretches back out to a mile and a 16th. I think she gets a good trip sitting just off the 3 Beautiful Strike. Well, I'm going to question whether she can go along or not. But Nuances Flower for me. I thought she ran well 2 starts back, losing to La Factor Wow and Coach and Becky. I can't read my glasses. Can you see that in black printing?
It's hell to get old.
I know. But considering she was out there on the pace, it was a hot pace. She was out there with Webster, and there was 3 of them out there actually. And Nuances Flower ran well. Came back to sprint well. I think she's in better form. I'm going to try her to win it. Webster for second. I'm going to hope that Amadeo Perez gets her a little back off the pace, sits in the pocket, and I think that'll be a winning move or perhaps a place move for her. I put the 2 La Factor Wow, who took advantage of those crazy fractions last time. I went 6, 1, and 2. I left Beautiful Strike right off the ticket. I'm just going to say she can't route.
I ended up going with La Factor Wow. I thought that was an impressive performance last time, and there does seem to be a fair bit of heat in here. You have Nuances Flower, Webster, Beautiful Strike.
They're going to go at it, though. If they do go at it, well, then La Factor Wow.
Then that's why I like La Factor Wow. Yeah, I don't know if they will or they won't. I got her on top. The horse that I like as far as a speed horse, if it turns into not necessarily a crazy speed, is Nuances Flowers. I thought that was a game race. I went with Revster the whole way last time, and Revster packed it in, and she kept going and just got
nailed by Coach Becky for second that day. You know,
yeah, exactly.
She was the best. I thought the best horse.
And then come last time got run into a hot Victoria Spirit, and the same thing, you know, just laid just off the pace and just missed. So I liked Suance's Flower in the second spot, and I put Beautiful Strike from the big Troy Taylor barn. Not sure if she can go long, but she has strung together 2 straight wins. So I'll say she hangs on for third. I got 2, 6, and 3 in the third on Sunday. Fourth race, now it's the boys' turn for Maiden 5000, going long, 3 and up. I went to the 1 horse of the Tech Inoue barn, Roy's Dream, 2 good seconds behind Your Wish Is My Command and Captain Salt. 2 pretty tough horses down in that $5,000 category. The second spot I put Scroll Work. He drops down from 10,000 where he ran, he only got beat 4 lengths by a well-meant Turner for Home. Balgobin and Frank Barabee send this one out now for 5,000, even take the little weight off. I got him in second. And in the third spot, I went with a horse who's run third 2 straight times. So the Dave Forster barn, Promise Glory. Amadeo Perez lands back on him as Balgobin sticks with Scroll Work. I got him in third spot. 1, 2, 7 for me.
Yeah, I had a little trouble with the race. I ended up
with the
1, Roy's Dream. I don't know if the horse can go long, or I have no idea.
But he's the one. He's a Rosberg, and he's the one that's got the most form to him.
Yeah, I like Your Wishes to My Command, who we ran second to. I like Captain Salt. In the Saturday program, so I guess, you know, you got to pick this horse. This horse has at least been running into some pretty salty little horses that are, you know, even coming back to do well against winners. And so I'm going to go with Roy's Dream to win it, whether you can route or not, I don't know. I put the 6 horse Boots Gray in for second. This horse does show some on the 16th form last year, and I'll put that one in the play spot. Richard Hamill will ride, and I put the 2 horse Scroll Work in for third. Another one that should relish the distance, a good third to Turning Home and Bluegrass Man last time, but not really clever picks. 1, 6, and 2. The only other oddball horse I might put in would be the 5 Nullarbor, just because it's Pedro. He's off to a good start this year. He's routing him off a layoff, and the works are decent. And perhaps the 4-year-old son of Gilded Time out of a Nureyev mare could be a good Mound 16 prospect. He's not facing a tough field, so you might want to keep an eye on that one. But I did go 1, 6, and 2. On to the 5th race. The start of the late pick 4. Maiden 12-5 fillies and mares going 6.5 furlongs, and should be a lot of fun in here. I ended up on the 4 horse Little Blossom, runner-up effort to Irish Lyric last time, and I thought that's good enough to. I thought the horse ran a winning race, but Irish Lyric under Amadeo Perez kind of got up and got her right near the line. So I like Little Blossom to win it. Repeat of that race wins her the money. With the 3 horse Country Pearl, who had a wide out trip, but still ran game, running 5th against Little Blossom, and. You know, this race has come up a little bit easier, I think, other than Little Blossom being in the lineup. So, you know, you got to take Richard Hamill over, you know, a good, hard trying, a good hard trying exercise rider, and Gabrielle Asensio. And that's the only, thing that really made me go that way, because I think they're both pretty close in ability. And I put the 8 horse, Gone with the Gray, Amadeo Perez riding at firster for Mike Anderson. It's pretty good works here. Been working at Turf Paradise all spring, so this one could have something in the tank, and I wouldn't be surprised to see her make some impression. So I just want you to throw that one in your pick 4s or something. But I went 4, 3, and 8 in the 5th race.
I got a couple of the same horses. I agree with Little Blossom. That'll be your favorite. That looks like the horse to beat in here for sure. The second spot I put Gone with the Gray, the Mike Anderson horse. Works look okay for this level. He gets Amadeo Perez. Mike spots his horses very well. This is a nice spot to start out at 12-5. I got him in the second spot. And third spot, I went with another first-time starter. I wasn't really crazy about the other horses in the race after Little Blossom, so I went with your first-time starters. Out of barns and nowhere to place them. This is a Pedro Alvarado trained horse. You had just mentioned the last race. Pedro's horses are running well.
Yeah, this one do well.
It's a 4-year-old filly, so she's making her first start, but she might be a little bit more progressed than a lot of the 3-year-olds she's running against here. So I got her in the third spot. I got 4, 8, and 5 in the 5th. On to the 6th, Maiden 25 for 3-year-olds and up. This is a race I had some trouble with, Mike. I tossed it around and tossed it around. I ended up going with Dino's horse, Goliath. I know Dino had higher hopes for this horse. He had some really tough trips, I should say, earlier on in his career. And Dino, I know he felt that with a proper trip, this horse could have won one of those maiden special weights. He tried him a couple times this year and just wasn't quite there. So he drops him down to the $25,000 level and puts blinkers on. So I got Goliath on top. Second spot, I went with Red River Man. one of the things you mentioned was hard trying, Gabriel Asensio. This horse just got beat 3 lengths by that Carson City Brown race, and maybe the move to Amadeo Perez gives him that little bit of extra, and he could get up. I have him in the 2nd spot. And in the 3rd spot, I went with the number 4 Hillside Select, the Jim Penny runner, Hall of Fame trainer Jim Penny. He's not bringing him up here for no reason. Wanted to take the drop. I imagine it's probably that maybe the 25s weren't going to Seattle.
And the distance, I would think.
They want to run the distance, and the purse, obviously, it would be a little bit stronger here as well. So that's why they bring up Hillside Select, and they get leading rider Richard Hamill. A lot of things to like about that one. I think these horses are kind of interchangeable. I went 2, 7, and 4 in a race I had some trouble with.
Yeah, I ended up on the Jim Penny runner. Of course, they won the Derby in the Grasshopper stable. I forget the name of the horse.
Flamethrowing Texan.
For the Grasshopper stable. And they come up with this horse. It's been running at Golden Gate. So
yeah.
It's got a
long, that's what I forgot to mention, the Golden Gate form.
It's got a lot of early form, and it ran 4th, sprinting at Emerald, and a lot of times horses just run around like it's like a harness race at Emerald. Like they just follow each other around the track, and no one closes any ground. But on the 16th, I think will suit this Son of City Zip. I'd have a basket weed mare, and obviously, as you mentioned, they're not up here to be. They know they got to bring a horse up here to win.
Yeah, they're not up here to do the gross grind.
No, especially not Bryson.
You got that right.
But the grind, you make the grouse grind up to the table terrace.
Exactly.
Up near the bar. But Hillside Select, I think, has found a good spot here, and I like some of his races. He's keeping good company down at Golden Gate. Those are really tough races. This is maiden 2 beds. This race did not come up tough at all, and I think Hillside Select is your horse. I put the 3 horse Dead Set, who'd had a good run in the Ascot graduation last year. It was a little wide out, and had the 7 hole out of 10, and was in contention for 6.5 furlongs. But I think this horse ran some good races last fall, and just had the one run this spring with Martinez aboard, moves to Alex Basono. I think that's a positive rider change, as the 7 is Red River Man, from Gabriel Asensio to Amadeo Perez. So I'm going to put the 2 big rider changes, 3 and 7, in behind the 4 horse coming up from Seattle in Hillside Select. I went 4, 3, 7 in the 6th. On the 7th race, got to field the 6. Once again, we're going a mile and a 16th, getting more distance.
A lot of long races today.
3-year-olds, nice little allowance pot, kicking off your late double. I landed on the 3, Remember to Breathe, a gelding by the Wildcat. It was more speed, but I don't know, the way this horse relaxes and sprints, I think this horse will rout.
I had the same feeling.
This horse, broke its maiden against this kind of field, and obviously and actually ran well against Coffee Grinder, who came back to win a stake. This horse got some nice little company lines, sneaky
slice
good.
of red in there.
They're sneaky good company lines, and Remember the Breed doesn't find a tough field here. He beat a lot of these. I got to go back to him to win it. I put the 5 Tempest in for 2nd, and the 4 horse off the top. Maybe the blinkers will get this horse more in the game. He's royally bred by Rosberg out of the mare Sophie J. So I know there's more there. It's a big colt. I know his half brother Commodore Craig, he needed a big set of blinkers too to get his mind on business. And maybe that's the case with off the top. Maybe we'll see him be a little bit better. But I went 3, 5, and 4 in the feature race.
I agree with your top pick, Remember to Breathe. Sylvia Gregory's off to a good start, and her and Ryan Pacheco numbers are very good together as well. Same thing. I just broke his maiden against these kind of horses, and I don't think the distance is going to hurt him. So I got him on top. 2nd spot, I went with Lord Galovic, another one that was in that same allowance race. But if you go back to his race at Golden Gate where he was running long, he ran in one of those allowance 40s, going a mile and 16th. Down there, and those starter 40 races are very tough, and only got beat 2.5 lengths with our good friend Mario Gutierrez in the irons. So I think that kind of race going long could put him right in the hunt here, Lord Galovic. And the 3rd spot, another horse that I think has just been crying for distance, Burnaby Baron, our good friend Praven Sorensen. His horse has been running very good lately with Honestly Officer and Irish Lyric winning last week, 2 weekends ago.
And
last
lost
week.
the horse too.
So I got Burnaby Baron in the 3rd spot. I think this is he's a Rockport Harbor of an Artax mare. I think he's dying to go long, and he finally gets to stretch his legs out. I got 3, 2, 1 in the 7th. On to the 8th and final event of the weekend. 3-year-olds and up. 4,000 non-winners of 3 lifetime. Another one I had a fair bit of trouble with. A lot of marks in the paper here where I changed my mind. I just see a fair bit of pace in here. So I went with number 1, Joint Choice. Even though this horse just loves to run second. He's a bit of a bridesmaid, but he does have a win and a second already this year.
They're running well.
He's running well. I just think maybe there's a bit of speed in here, and he's got a nice stock and pounds kind of style, and maybe that's how he got his win this year. Maybe he can do that again. The second spot I put Bridge Jumper, who will be on the lead. He's very fast. Just got a little tired late last time. The first race he was really involved in this year, so maybe he takes a step forward off that. And the third spot I went with Royal Victor, another one that can probably. He's kind of versatile. He gets Amadeo Perez to stick with him. He can kind of go to the lead or lay just off, and he kind of gives Amadeo some options. If it's a slow pace, he could go to the lead. If not, he could lay off it. So he's a nice versatile horse here. Like, I left out Your Wish Is My Command because I see him in Bridge Jumper.
Well, I took it.
Maybe hooking up. I know that's your horse.
My horse.
But you've been right 3 times in a row. Yeah.
I'm going to go hopefully 3 times in a row.
So I left him off, but I went 1, 2, and 5.
Yeah,
Ball's in your court there.
I went to the 7. Your Wish Is My Command. Picked them all year.
I was looking at that. I knew you would.
Got 1 to 2 the first time out after a late scratch, but we did a little bit better last time. But I think he can get the lead again, or if he doesn't, he can sit just off of it. He's had plenty left in the tank in his races, and he looked good winning last time. I know he's stepping up again from non-2 to non-3, but I think he can make the step.
He certainly didn't have any problem from the facing winners for the first time.
Right, but I like this horse. I put the 1 Joint Choice, who's been in good form for a hot barn. I put the 2 Bridge Jumper. You have to respect him for third. I think those are your 3 horses. I went 7, 1, and 2. And if you had to have a 4th one, for me it would be between Royal Victor and the 6 Chapel Boy.
Yeah.
But I would, just for Amadeo, I would put the 5 Royal Victor. But I went 7, 1, and 2. In the Sunday finale. Well, that'll do it for our analysis of the Sunday program. We should remind everyone too that there's a handicapping contest this weekend. It is on Saturday.
Yes. Yep.
I know where this is the Sunday show, but the Saturday
at Hastings Park.
At Hastings Park only.
Yeah.
It's a $200 buy-in. I believe $50 goes into the prize money, and $150 is your own seed money.
What you're betting.
And then you keep that money, whatever. If you end up with $70, you keep that $70. And so get in on that. Should be a lot of fun, and that's on Saturday though at Hastings. We'll take a quick look at our picks for the Sunday program. Back in race
Mike,
number
as
1.
always, up first.
I went to the 1. Stolen Otis. I tried to call him Stefano. I did call him Stefano Otis, but I went 1, 2, and 3 in the opener. Hopefully it's that easy. The old, what is it? The Lawrence Welk.
The Lawrence Welk. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3.
In the second race, went to the 2, Lago de Como, 2, 5, 4. Third race, went to the 6, 2 Ounces Flower over the 1 and 2. Race number 4, the 1 horse Roy's Dream over the 6 Boots Gray and the 2 Scroll Work. In the 5th race, went to the 4, Little Blossom, 4, 3, 8 for me. In the 6th race, went to the 4 again, Hillside Select coming up from Emerald Downs, 4, 3, 7. The 7th race, number 3, Remember to Breathe over the 5 and 4. And in the 8th and final, we're going to try Your Wish Is My Command again. The 7 horse going to try 7, 1, and 2.
Up next to be my picks. There we go. In the first, I went to number 3, Hockley over the 1 and the 4. The second, I went to the 2, Lago di Como over the 5 and the 1. In the third, I went to the 2, La Factor Wow over the 6 and the 3. In the fourth, I'm with Mike on number 1, Roy's Dream over the 2 and the 7. In the fifth, I'm again with Mike on number 4, Little Blossom over the 8 and the 5. In the sixth, I went to the Dino Condolinos train number 2, Goliath over the 7 and the 4. In the seventh, again, I agree with Mike on number 3, Remember to Breathe over the 2 and the 1. And in the nightcap, the 8, I went with 1, Joint Choice over the 2 and the 5. Well, that'll do it for the
June
Sunday
15th
cards. Yep.
Edition of Handicapper's Corner. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Hopefully, we've given you a little bit of insight and hopefully get you some winning wagers on the weekend. Our next live cards will be next Saturday, June 21st, and Sunday, June the 22nd. Look forward to seeing everyone. Should be good. Hopefully, good weather. I know it's a little murky. I know it's unsettled this weekend.
Yeah.
The weather forecast, but certainly as of taping, it's very good right now. Don't forget the handicapping contest though at Hastings on Saturday. I know this is the Sunday show, but hopefully you're watching it well in advance. And the Saturday handicapping contest, you can go to hastingsracecourse.com and get more information. On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in to Handicapper's Corner. We'll see you next time here at the Derby Bar and Grill.
And to be read last night.
I know it's Valentine's morning.